You can now make epic videos in minutes with AI. Check this out.
4 climbers at 26,000 feet. A storm is rolling in that would 3 of them. This footage was classified for 23 years until I generated it last Sunday. None of this is real, and that changes everything.
And it's not just for cool visuals. This is how creators are making commercials, product reviews, and scroll-stopping content that can hit millions of views. And all of that without expensive gear or editing know-how. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to change your background, your appearance, and the lighting of any scene that you shoot with Luma Ray3. I'm going to show you how you can build the exact same shot that you just saw with the same effects and everything step by step. And once you understand this workflow, you can use the same techniques in order to do season changes for commercials, makeup and fashion variations, or crowd fills for large sports events, and full scene changes with the same people in it. First, I'll show you the easiest one that you might have already used, and that is just text to video. Then I'll show you how you can use a keyframe feature in order to specify exactly how you want the shot to look. Then I'll show you how you can use a character reference that can use the same likeness of my shot or of any person that you'd like. And finally, I'll show you how you can modify video with AI using real footage. Let's build the Everest intro first. The tools I will be using are publicly accessible, and I'll mainly be using the Lumalabs Ray3 video model because it allows me to take custom control on many aspects of the video creation process. When you click on the link in the description, you'll be led to Luma AI with the Ray3 model. And you can sign up for free to test it out, or you can go with one of the models that gives you more credits to play with. Once you sign up, you can create a new board by clicking on the plus button right here. The interface is super simple to use. Simply type whatever you want in order to create a video, and you can select the video model by clicking on the bottom right corner here. Currently, we're in the describe mode where we do text to video. I'll show you how to use this and the other modes in just a second. The other modes are keyframe, where you can upload different keyframes, for example, a start and an end frame and a character reference. You can also just do a character reference and describe what you want to be shown in the scene. And lastly, I'll show you the power of the modify feature that allows you to upload an image or a video. And once you selected a video, you can also specify the start frame, the end frame, as well as character reference on top of all these other things. Let's create our first video. You can type in whatever you want here, but the simplest framework to go with is to go with subject, location, and vibe. For example, we will say create an establishing shot of a small airplane in front of a landscape of Mount Everest. Once you click on the suggestions button right here, you can select different keywords that give you really great shots. For example, we already mentioned the establishing shot right here, so we don't need to mention this again. We will select that this is an aerial shot, and we want the style to be photorealistic, and we want this to be during golden hour, and we'll specify morning golden hour. And here's a pro tip: you can even specify the movement and the motion of different objects. We will say that the airplane is flying towards Mount Everest and the camera is also moving towards the mountain. For the specific settings, we'll select 16:9, 1080p, the Ray3 reasoning model, and we want this to be in HDR, and we'll create one clip. Now that we have this selected, simply hit enter. And while this is now planning and creating the shot, let me show you a second way of how you can get the shot with a little bit more granularity by setting keyframes. If you already have a reference shot in mind, you can use that, or you can use the Luma Ray image generation model or something like Nano Banana in order to create a first reference image. To do that, head to your image generator of your choice and simply type in what you want to create. For example, I'm saying Mount Everest from the distance in golden hour in the morning in HQ beautiful aerial shot.
A few moments later,
we get a shot that looks really epic. This is exactly what I was going for, with a little plane and the beautiful Mount Everest. I now give it the follow-up prompt. Now a shot from closer up, slightly different angle, i.e. to the right, but there's a big storm behind the mountain. And I get a much more dramatic shot. And now I'm going to use these two images as reference images in order to create a hyperlapse. We go back to Lumalabs Dream Machine and we select the two reference images and we click on keyframe. We select the first image as the starting keyframe and the second image as the second keyframe. And this is the prompt that I'll give it. You can pause the video here to save it, and we'll keep the same settings here and hit generate. By the way, pro tip, if you don't want it in HDR, you can select HDR and you can see it costs only 1/4 of the credits in case you're running low on credits. So let's see how that turns out. Let's hit enter.
A few moments later.
For reference, here's the first shot that it generated without any reference image, and this already looks super sick. If you want to, you can add some audio by simply clicking on the audio button and add the description and say, you can simply give it a prompt describing what the scene is about, hit create, and it will add the sound effects. You can also check out the second video that it created, and this is currently still being generated, so it's currently still blurry. It just finished creating the hyperlapse, so let's check that one out. And that does look super epic. I love how the little airplane slightly rises and the season kind of changes. And you can see that there's a storm incoming. So let's also add that. So let's add the sound of a thunder in order to make it more dramatic. I love this. This is awesome. Let me now show you how you can use the reference feature in order to have character consistency in all of your videos. To do that, you can hit the reference button right here, or you can go to the bottom right and you can select the reference feature right here. Now you just have to upload a reference image. And I will select this reference image of myself as a mountaineer with my mountaineering gear and describe the prompt of what you want to do in that specific video and simply hit create.
A few moments later.
And here's the video that it generated. As you can see here, this is exactly my face in the outfit that I specified. I have a red coat, everyone else is wearing black, so it has good prompt adherence, and this looks already super epic. And this looks super realistic with the snow coming down, as well as all of the wind blowing. Let's also add audio to this. All right, this is great, but I don't like that people are saying something, so let's specify that in the audio. So we just specify exactly what we want in the audio to be played. And this is already much better. I'm gonna do this for a few more shots so that we get a different variety of shots. And these are the shots that I came up with. Here's another one of the group of mountaineers. Here's a more establishing shot of them at the top of the ridge. Here's a transition shot where we can just see the mountain air blowing here. And here's another hyperlapse. Let me now show you my favorite feature of Lumalabs, and that is the modify feature. It allows you to copy the movement from one video and add different effects, different lighting, or different scenes to the same video. Let me show you how to do that. I filmed this example shot for the intro of this video. How to change your background, your appearance, and the lighting of any scene that you shoot with Luma Ray3. And we can now upload this here, and we select modify. We can either add another start frame or an end frame, or we can just add another character reference image right here. I created a shot with AI of myself in front of Mount Everest here, and I will use this as the reference image. Open this and give it a simple description, something like, and the prompt that I'll use is this one. Down here, you can now select how strong you want this to adhere to the original video. And you can either say, reimagine the performance, where it takes its own liberty of how you want them to behave. You can select flex, where the flex is the structure and the performance creatively, or you can go with strong adherence, where it adheres to the structure and performance details. And I want this because I'm going to lip sync my own audio over this later. So I'll select this and I'll hit enter. And this is now the video. How to change your background, your appearance, and the lighting of any scene that you shoot with Luma Ray3. So you can also use a green screen for all of this, but for more complex movement, or if you change your outfit or the lighting or anything in the background that's moving quickly, then you want this AI to do this for you instead of just green screening yourself in. So I used the exact same steps, but this time I changed myself to be wearing this mountaineering outfit, and I gave it the prompt to keep the same character, but make it look like he's in full mountaineering outfit. And this is the output. How to change your background, your appearance, and the lighting of any scene that you shoot with Luma Ray3. And this is where you can see that it can be super powerful, that it can put you in a different outfit or in a different scene. So let me show you one more time what's possible with this. This time I'm telling it to change the lighting and the reference image to be in a full snowstorm. And I'll give it this reference image of myself.
A few moments later.
How to change your background, your appearance, and the lighting of any scene that you shoot with Luma Ray3. And this is super cool because there's snow on the jacket and it looks more dramatic and it still keeps the movements of what I'm saying. Any scene that you shoot with Luma Ray3. Now all that's left is that you take these videos and you can either post them on their own, or you can put them into an editing software and create an epic cutscene with more dramatic music or more dramatic lighting. And that's exactly how we got this intro.
4 climbers at 26,000 feet. A storm is rolling in that would 3 of them. This footage was classified for 23 years until I generated it last Sunday. None of this is real. And that changes everything.
If you stuck around until here, thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, like the video. And I have more videos on how to be more productive with AI and make money with AI. So subscribe to this channel if you want to see more of that. I created another video on how to use AI video productively, so you want to check that out right here. And check out Lumalabs AI yourself. And if you click the link on the description, you can try it out for free. Thanks so much, Lumalabs, for sponsoring this video. And if you're subscribed, I'll see you in the next one.